Okay, I have an early morning video for you guys, and I kept on hearing this name in the YouTube video discussions all the time, vintage oddball cards, and I've been on YouTube for 6 years or 6 years plus and counting, and had no idea. So I took a look at his channel, and I guess he's running a contest to show off your vintage miscut or screwed up cards from the factory. Um, and I just thought, well, I'm the king of ruined cards, so I might as well show off some of my poor examples. Some of the cards that I've been seeing on eBay recently have really excellent corners, but they have some sort of miscut problem showing part of another card or whatever. But the corners are amazing, and you get them for a really low price. Conversely, you see some really bad corners or whatever, and you pay a real high price. But these are in no particular order. But this is the first one I found, and I don't have anything that's really just okay, never mind. This one's pretty bad. This is Charlie Maxwell 1964 Topps White Sox, which I had signed. I was hoping, I think in the letter, that he wouldn't sign across his face. He would sign this huge white border right there. Huge, very off-center. You can barely even read White Sox, white so. And then if you look at the back has got all the white, and it's really cut poorly on the back. So Topps had a really terrible day in the factory there. But nonetheless, it's signed by Charlie Maxwell. So that's one of my favorite cards. Here's one that's just kind of a usual example. You'll see Tales of the Wells Fargo from the 1950s. And that one just has no border on the edge there. And the back is pretty much the same, you can see. The border is just barely even there. It's from the 50s. This one here I've had ever since I was a kid. I believe it cost me $1. I'm not sure what's going on with the bottom there. I always thought it was a miscut. I couldn't believe somebody would have trimmed the bottom off, but who knows. Here's a Hank Aaron, and it's shorter than the regular card. I don't know if that's a miscut or somebody trimmed off the bottom, but it's trimmed right on that tag line down at the bottom. And the corners on the rest of the card are pretty good, unless somebody really messed with it. I have no idea. But I got it at a junk box at a card show that I haven't been to in like 20 years plus. And so that was, I think, like $1 or $1.50 at the most. And it was really cool to get things like Hank Aaron's for $1. This one here is really pretty poor. It's got the printed in USA, 1950, on the top of the back of the card, instead of the bottom. And this is Hopalong Cassidy. And then you can see the title of the card above. And then the title on the other one has been chopped off. So that's really pretty poor example there of a Topps ruined card. These are all Topps, by the way, or at least I think they're all. Well, there's one that isn't Topps. Here's Ed Franco. I believe it's 1955 All-American. And I have no graded examples. I have one graded example. Well, I don't know if it's graded. It's called Authentic, and it's got a stain on front. And I couldn't find that. It's 1957 Tom Brewer. But there's no virtually little, and part of the Fordham logo has been trimmed off right there. So that's not too terrible. I've always liked this card here, and I think it was, I don't know, 50 cents or something at a card show that they used to hold in a gym, which I don't anymore. And there is no border on the one side of a Roosevelt Greer. That might be, I don't think that's his rookie card, but it's 59. I think that's what that is. Very poor condition card, and a big crease in it, but nonetheless, very off-centered right there. I got 3 more examples here. They're not super terrible. Just John Palak, and I always felt bad buying that card because it was so off-centered. But otherwise in good condition. This is probably only worth like $2 at the most in this condition. So it's still very affordable, but just a little bit of border on the top there, and just always bugged me. And the last 2, here's a Sal McGlee. Not terribly off-centered, but enough to be noticeable. And I guess somebody had enough white there to write 1957 at the bottom. And there's more writing on the top there. There's more writing on the back, I think, somewhere. I don't know. These cards have, this is part of my set that I'm working on. But anyway, so there's that one. It's, you know, more your basic example. And this one here, St. Louis Cardinals, Philadelphia, and you can see that there's no brown border on the one side, on the back of the card there, and then on the front here, the yellow is completely gone, devoid on this side here. It's been signed by Jerry Stovall of the Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals. So those are really my examples. I had some that were very misprinted on the back, and some of my 73 and 74 tops, I just didn't have that binder handy. But these are my examples of miscut and cut cards. Hopefully that will fulfill the requirements. If you have not seen vintage oddball cards videos, take a look at those. I'm going to start watching a few of those now, and hope you enjoyed my little collection of not so great cards, and thank you for watching.